that is one of the benefits, So now when talking about management, how do you guys feel about the management of the country right now? You know what I'm saying?
The country's managerless. We are on autopilot.
Yeah, man. Like Cyril's been quiet, especially. Okay, he tried. But especially with regards to this thing of looting, because that has been like a hot topic. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas are out just salivating. My comrade had a good year this year.
My comrade have a good year every year, bro. My comrade have a good year every year.
Every year.
As long as you see that P-A-Y-E on your payslip, it'll always be a good day.
It's a good day.
It'll always be a good day. It's been a good year every year.
Yeah, them niggas are. But I kind of feel like they've been wilding.
I get what you are saying, because what you are saying is that if you are cycling a year, the opportunity of COVID opened a stream of income that they didn't have to rely on. They didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know.
But I feel like that stream of income would have come from somewhere else.
Something else, maybe.
Would have come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the sheer pool of money, of tax revenue, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's all by Muskon.
Then what are your theories with regards to, especially now, it being so evident to the public? Especially because the municipality baluta all the fucking time, right? It's just that COVID, I think, sort of exposed the length and the breadth of the looting.
I don't think there's anything different.
There's nothing.
Nah, bro.
There is something different.
Check out when COVID-related tenders came out in the Eastern Cape, and niggas were buying bogus fucking.
But guys, nah? Have we not had funds that were released to build a bridge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have we had not funds that were released to build a fence?
Yes.
Have we not had funds that were released to build a school?
Yeah.
To build a hospital? And the hospital looked like shit.
Yeah.
There was an education fund that was released, but the Eastern Cape is still lagging behind. Bruh, this is nothing new.
It's nothing new, but there is something new.
It's just something different.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe COVID put the spot.
Nah, I think back to the same example we used just by Nyahore. Now we are forced to go look at hours of work. It's like, so when a company is doing well, they're not going to care that Modise spends personal time on a company phone. But now when we are scraping together, because we want savings, we're going to worry about your mileage. We're going to worry about where, you know what I mean? Because the situation is bad. So I think at COVID, people are being laid off. People are losing jobs. So it's like, even we gave you a free pass. We used to give you guys a free pass, but now because of COVID, I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, but I'm out of a job. So now,
it's bad.
How?
Yeah, but then that's why I'm saying there's nothing. The only thing that's different is the people's reaction to it.
Yes.
But Bubodu is the same.
What I'm saying is that the difference is that now the setting upon which the sin is being committed is different, because in COVID, people feel like 1 year. So, for example, nobody cares. You know how to work executive pay. Nobody will care in the business how much a CEO is paid if everybody felt like they paid decently. But if you want to lay off people and then you say the CEO earned 50 million, the reaction is going to be different, because I'm like, we out here losing opportunities.
Oh, you pay this guy 50 M.
So now, COVID, 40% of the people have lost their jobs.
Word, dude.
So now our tolerance becomes thin of corruption. But to Mudisa's point, yes, corruption, the rate of corruption
is the same.
hasn't gone away. But our tolerance...
The extent didn't change. They're still looting at the same...
The activity hasn't changed.
Extent that
but now our tolerance...
It's low.
Our tolerance is now low.
So we can accuse the comrades of not reading the room. These motherfuckers should have read the room.
Well, they've never read the room.
In fact,
what's up on our website? To your free state.
140 million.
100 meters.
140.
Is it up
to design a website? It probably doesn't even work.
Because website I spy.
In 140 million.
I think in the website they are blown.
Minister, premier.
That shit ain't working, bro.
So
Shit ain't working, bro.
Bro, they've been charming.
Nah,
so the problem
motherfuckers should have read the room, bro.
and in fact malema o la re go bona gents ke a le tseba le mashodu. We all know le mashodu ne impa when it comes to this occasion ke kopa le hlomphe occasion gore batho ba shwa ke covid ne ke a le tseba le mashodu.
But I think it's also important to separate issues because there are funds that have gone to politically connected people.
Sure.
That doesn't necessarily mean that the work wasn't done.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
It just means the filter which they used to select the provider.
Irregularities in the tender awarding
yes.
process.
It smells bad.
Yeah, it just smells bad. And I think a lot of them have been that. Maybe not a majority.
Who's the
Tiko, Kusela.
Yeah.
Hey, or Bafana Baba.
Ayo, that's on brand.
Or Bafana Baba Ace. Bafana Baba Ace.
Yeah.
So in a lot of cases, or some cases,
it's not the work that's a problem.
It's just a tender awarding that was shady.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the work
was delivered.
or was going to be delivered.
Yes.
And then there are those that just straight looted.
Yes.
When I read an article, he just funneled money to his bank account. Homie he fucking took the money to his bank. He didn't do
the work.
Yes.
Yeah, just funnel money to his bank account.
So I'd prefer. I mean, look, I'd like to get attended to.
Work.
You know, but if you're gonna give it to a politically connected guy, if he's doing the work,
that's fine.
I'm not
that mad. Yes, but the problem is that when you are in the queue with this guy at the tender briefing, and you know this motherfucker doesn't know the work, and he takes the money, and then he like in final alona when I posted the koloi the Ferrari, the Porsche, it's a 5. So, connected to into Yabo Kusela Diko.
Oh, is it?
So the first thing he did, he went and bought 5 luxury cars.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Worth over 20 million.
That's nuts.
Worth over 20 million.
That's nuts.
And you are saying that I was in a fucking queue with this nigga, and I do the work.
And you can't display that opulence, bro, like, during this time, bro. Like, read the fucking rule.
Yeah. Now you gotta go kiss his ass so that he can subcontract you.
Yeah.
Jesus, bro. Nah.
Because you're not getting attended.
I don't have deco.
So you go submit, you go to the briefing. He's going to call somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's hard.
So you want that person to be you.
Because in the value chain, the relationship matters more than the work.
Yeah. And then how do you guys feel about how Cyril responded, I guess, to the social media backlash to it? I gotta remember he did a whole speech.
I just remember.
He banned alcohol again, I think.
Yeah.
During that time, and then he addressed, I think gender-based violence was also up.
Yeah.
A big topic then, but also Leonard, this thing, he's gonna set up a whole new unit. Yeah, it's not a new one, but maybe
Commission of Inquiry.
No, that special investigative.
Don't use that fucking term, bro.
The special investigative unit that is now specifically going.
Oh yes.
SIU. That's gonna really look into
corruption within tenders and
tenders and whatnot during this time.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be during this time, man. It should be
something that should be there all the time because the procurement.
Nabile, my theory is that they're just gonna give us the small fish, like they're just gonna sate our appetite for justice with the smaller cats. You know, but
for you to
Cyril just suspended some guy with full. No, he said that you have till Friday to tell me why
I shouldn't fire you. Yeah,
with full pay.
Some DG.
With full fucking pay. With full pay. That's what he said. Give me a reason why I shouldn't suspend you with full pay. My nigga,
fucking suspend me.
If you're giving me full pay,
suspend me.
Yo, do that.
I don't even want to be here.
In fact, the you know, like who's the police commissioner?
Yeah.
Who was a police commissioner before Begitil?
Shit, I don't know.
It was Patlane. It was the guy Uilimbamo. Pierre. Yeah. He was the most after slavery.
He had to fall on a sword.
She
But he was acting though at the time. Okay.
That man, Abaliskan bribe one 4 years ago. That man went to last week.
Oh my God. And
Kona na tijelo.
homie was receiving full pay.
Kona na tijelo. His house was built by some underworld guys.
Fuck.
Even Baking, he was involved in the
he was
scandal
involved.
about some building.
Some building tender, yes.
Building, yeah.
Still at home getting full pay.
Yeah.
He's a fucking minister now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Is he a minister of police or a commissioner? So I don't even know who the commissioner of police. Who's the commissioner of police?
Nah, I have no fucking idea.
He's a minister now.
Yeah,
he's a minister of police,
He's the minister. So we have a new commissioner.
Yes. I don't know who the commissioner is.
Fucking wild, bro. Fucking wild. I want to that's why I get people like Bo Diko, you know, the porn. It's like it's niggas that gotta fall for it to look good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For the public to be duped in believing that some kind of semblance of justice is being dispensed.
Yeah, but you must also remember, because even with the whole suspension with full pay thing, there's politics within. Wakatsholo Mutenu is a don't touch. You know,
politically,
because there's factions.
Yeah.
Do you understand? That other faction is saying, do not touch that person. Watshwara Mutenu next conference
How should
it stress people whose names are coming out since that Cyril announcement, right? It's like it's certain instances. Or when I say another man what is it and Azule Afanile and Chelete, you know what I'm saying? Like small fish, bruh.
Yeah.
But niggas who are really caking, you know, who are really knee deep, you know, Damani, Ace, Wakat. Niggas like that ain't gonna fall. Bro.
Yeah. We tend to
niggas
forget.
like that ain't gonna fall.
We tend to forget that politicians or the president or the ministers don't work for us. They work for the ANC.
For the party.
They work for the party.
Yeah. Their first objective is to fulfill. Yeah.
They're not loyal.
So that money, when he makes a decision, he first has to think about what that looks to
The
party members.
Yes.
Then you.
Yes.
Then after.
Yeah.
Then we
Yes.
consideration after.
Then if an action that he takes so happens to tick off your objectives in the party, you are lucky that day. Your ass is lucky. But you are not the main reason why we
are doing this.
Yeah.
But if that nigga's hands off,
It's hands off.
it will be hands off.
Yeah.
Unless if nobody can justify. I mean, look at how long they protected Usholos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at how long they protected
And they
them.
still protect
It was
them,
a really
Even now.
even
Yeah.
now.
Oh.
But to get to that point where he even stepped down, bro, they stretched that shit.
Yeah. And as long as ANC is in power and as long as it has the people that it has, he'll always be protected.
Yeah, you can't. There's
Yeah, you
certain
can't-
people you can't.
yeah,
even
you can't
even
touch.
Ace, bro.
Yeah.
It can't be touched.
In fact,
Ace can't be touched.
when you go back to your original question of what we think of the president, my realization, well, I've always known this, but I was comparing his presidency to Mbeki. Like, don't get me wrong. Ne?
I love that president.
But that nigga was in charge.
Yeah, I love Bengi.
Who?
He
Mbeki.
gets a lot of slack, but
Yeah.
he was my president.
But he was in charge.
Yeah.
So I think
love that
when I learned
That's why he had to fall.
yeah. Well, my point is that
We might need to do a.
my point is
list of our
think about
president.
how can you negotiate when let's say it's a business deal, ne? And I'm like, this nigga's not in charge. He may give me favorable terms, but I'm not dealing with the boss, man.
Yeah.
Like, this nigga's not in charge.
Cyril is not in charge.
That's my point, right?
He's not.
But even if I get what I want, it's like, but this nigga's not in charge. I'm not speaking to the boss.
Yeah,
And
he fits the cupcake, man. He's soft as shit.
my thing about and the reason he's not in charge goes back to what Mudiso was saying. What
Soft, bro.
so if you take South Africa as a company and he's a CEO, he does not have the full backing of the board. Because the board
He reports to
favors
the board.
Yeah, the board, half of the board still respects and represents the interest of the previous CEO that he toppled.
Yeah.
And the chairman of that board,
And the chairman of the board,
Mafi.
because that's why people get it wrong. Hore.
Give me my feet, yeah, man.
The CEO is operational, like it, but the chairperson controls the agenda. And when I say agenda, I mean literally. So when you go to a board meeting, the person who approves the agenda items and you can be the CEO, and the CEO gets paid more. I don't want to table it. I'm not tabling this on the agenda.
Because
And I'm like, because I'm chairing the meeting.
CEO the executive officer. He's supposed to execute.
Yes, you are right.
Mandate outgoing.
Outgoing.
So now, when I got annual general meeting, the boss is the chairperson. Everyday operations is the CEO.
Yes.
So because it's my meeting, remember AGM is my meeting, so I control the agenda. You can come as Des and say, but you have no authority to tell me to put it on the agenda because you know the chairperson.
Yeah.
But you can decide how much Mudise earns on a day-to-day basis. And as a chairman, I cannot entertain it. But I will enter, the agenda is my role. I'm saying, no, we don't have time. We want to only talk about 4 items.
Yeah.
So now the agenda of the country is being dictated by the NEC. And
who's the chairperson?
The Secretary General.
The Secretary, yes.
Yeah. Ace controls the agenda. ANC Ekopan.
And that's where strategy.
Bro, I'm mad. I'm mad and proud at the same time, bro.
What?
What do you mean?
There's a kid out the Free State, bro. They run the goddamn country, bitch. Shit.
That's the real boss. The Secretary General of the ruling party is the real boss.
My nigga.
It's wild.
From Utara Costa. Where you from? Paris. My nigga.
From Paris. He's out your wilding.
Hey, man.
Yeah? Who? DD.
Nah, DD.
No, this is the first
He's
time.
DD is socially distancing.
The deputy president.
But that nigga's got problems of his own.
No, don't worry. Yeah, he's got problems.
But he's never in the headline.
Yeah.
He's got
Like,
problems.
you never hear
Well,
about that.
that's only something that he's implicated in, but not directly.
Yo, he's so mute, bro.
Yeah, on matata, man. Leave that nigga alone, bro.
And when I'm poison and anything, yeah. But my thing is that I feel like with the president, I don't care. Like maybe I still go back to the thing. If I'm in a negotiation with somebody, I can accept a bad deal, but I wanna feel like it's your decision.
Yeah.
You are in charge. Because if I feel like you are not in charge, I'm gonna leave feeling like maybe I would have negotiated something better. So I beat myself. So even if you give me a bad deal, but I must just feel like you are in charge, I get closure. So I feel like with South Africa, the president is not in charge, bro.
Yeah, it's tough.
He's not in charge.
Soft as shit.
He's not in charge. He can speak eloquently, whatever, but he's not. I get a sense that this nigga is not in charge.
Cupcake, I'm fine.
And I don't think there's anything that he can do.
Yeah, because
So I also want to limit the extent to which I blame him.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, because he doesn't have the full backing of the board.
Yeah.
Like how he came into a really fucking fragmented
Deal with the
ANC.
devil.
Yeah, fragmented ANC.
Dojo.